Hello! This is the epic secondary introduction because Vana is still in school and I wanted to showcase the egg. And because it looks like the debut stream VOD wasn't on, so behold the hatching. Um, see if this works. What? Yeah! Oh, hello. Oh my god. Hold up. Yeah, the chat works. Nice. My small chat. Perfect. So this is a Pokemon drawing stream. So on the debut stream, I kind of asked around what kind of Pokemon would people like to see. Welcome, welcome. The lurkers are all welcome. Uh, just as welcome as everybody else. So these are some examples that I've drawn previously. That we're gonna try to kind of do the same thing. There's this Drizzile, Country Roads, Take Me Home in a very beautiful scenery, but I think I was inspired by how much he looks like an edgy teenager. I'm just bored. And then there's this Murkrow. And which Pokemon shall it be this time? It's a very good question. I did some preparation. So some of the Pokemon that were suggested were Munchlax, Klefki, Trubbish, and the evolution, which is called something that I don't remember, and then the Wooper. And I also have the Paldean Wooper here because I saw it and I thought it was so cute that might be on the menu tonight. And then Subble and the weird sniper Inteleon. But we will see. Then for scenery, I think for Munchlax, I have some apples and an apple basket, so I think they could be passed out from having eaten too much. That could be a fun scenario for Klefki. I'm really excited about this one. I think I would make like house keys hanging. And then the Klefki could have maybe a Labubu or what are these Mofusand keychain on it or something cute like that. I think that could be pretty fire. And then the Trubbish could be on a landfill. And let's see. The Wooper. I have some forest puddles, and for example, something like this. It could be fun to have like a meeting between the two different kinds of Woopers. One could be up there, and one could be down in the water. And then I did also actually, while I was preparing and looking for the references, I was looking for just ideas, and I ran into this idea of like cats crawling into fridges. And then I put aside some Pokemon. The Trubbish. Yeah. Well, I think it could be a cute image. It doesn't have to be all awful, even though it's trash. We will see. But yeah, I think some cats like in front of the oven looking at their own reflection or hiding in the fridge could also be fun. Then I have some folder called water. Oh, yeah. So I think some Pokemon in the sink, just swimming, or having a bath, or in the bathtub, could also be cute. Yeah. Does anybody have any input, or should I just start with what I prefer? I'm taking ideas. No input. That's okay. I haven't drawn in ages, I feel like, even though I drew yesterday. What if I create something awful and it's so ugly that nobody wants to see my drawings ever again? Nobody has any ideas or input. I'm gonna start with the clef key because that's something that's really interesting in my opinion. Let's see. Something I like to do is I like to make mood boards, for example, into smart objects. One vote for Trubbish. Thank you for the vote. I'm not setting up a poll because there's so many. Is the delay in my speech and what's going on the screen? I can wait for longer amounts of time if needed. A minute? Is it between the speech and the video? Or like the visuals and the sounds? Or is it in what I like the whole thing as its own thing? Because I definitely do have bad internet. Ah, between the chat and stream. Okay, well then I think that's probably something that I just have to get used to more. Because I'm obviously not very used to this streaming, so I'll just have to learn how to take into account that there's a delay. Trubbish. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, that's okay. I'll just have to try to put aside some space from my head in my mind to make sure that I actually don't just go head first into everything, but maybe chill a little bit. That can be difficult sometimes, so it's good practice as well. Yeah, it's most definitely probably internet issues. I wonder if let's see. That could work. We will see. I'll start with the Trubbish then. I think it could be fun. And I put the Wingull here as well because when I looked at these trash heap landfill pictures, it seemed like there's obviously often a lot of birds, and maybe it would be fun to have some kind of interaction between different Pokemon there as well. Now my aim isn't to make anything super duper realistic necessarily, but keep it pretty stylized. Even though it is Pokemon in real life environments, I think it can be still fun with a little bit of stylization in there. Yeah, thank you. I think it's a good idea. If I do say so myself. Yeah, adding the bird. Yeah, they could be like just circling up above because I really like the well, every time I see these Pokemon in real life environments, I just think it's such a fun idea. I like watching birds do all kinds of things that birds just like do. And I find that, for example, every time I call my mom when I'm outside or walking from one place to another, I'm always like, oh my god, this bird is doing this and this bird is doing that. So I think it's just something that people pay attention to, and it'll help make it a bit more, if not realistic, then fun. But I think also maybe realistic. Yeah, mega trash. This is a very scientific way of sketching, just going for something. But I guess it doesn't have to be 100%. It's just for fun anyways. Learning how to kind of curb my own expectations before I hate myself for not producing something perfect on the first try. So this is but yeah, I'm also trying to work somewhat fast so that I can get some results and I don't end up just looking at the details for 2 hours. That's not fun to watch for anybody, in my opinion. Maybe like a pizza box or something there. Should look like a, you know how sometimes like a flower bouquet or a food basket looks super duper full and you're like, oh my god. Or somebody baked something and then going for that kind of vibe. Maybe this should be a bit more. Yeah, maybe something like that. I love this brush. It's so nice to draw with. Then I think I'm gonna put a... They're like strangely shaped. It's rubbish. Like a little... Well, I guess it's a trash bag, so precisely like that. Actually, it's not that strange when you think about it. The oomph? Yeah, the oomph. Exactly. Really need to do something about that internet. Uh-huh. And I wonder how the arms behave. It'd be kind of fun if they could, like... They do that? I guess they could. What I'm trying to do is, draw, like, this kind of pose. Or maybe... this kind of pose. Like... lecturing the, the others. So that's my idea for this one. And this one will be a shiny Trubbish, and he will be the leader. But I don't want it to look like he's flipping them off. They have 2 fingers. How do I do this? Is that too hand-like? Yeah, maybe. Weird anthropomorphic Trubbish. Oh my god, it looks like the actually thing. Needs to be a bit more fat from the top. That's a bit too much at the camera. Yeah, the glorious leader. Don't psychoanalyze me based on this. And then we're gonna have some. Actually, this could probably go a bit lower opacity. Gonna have some of the others. We're here. Like that. So he has some kind of an audience. And then we could have one that would be like even closer. Oh my god, this looks like some kind of weird Moomin character now. The eyes should not be like that. Jesus Christ. It's like that, and then the top of the head. Bunny ears. Trubbish is so cute. I really like it. I think it's a fun little creature. I would have one. Unless they're like stinky or something. I don't really know about the trivia. This one could be like overlapping a little bit. Let's see. Huh? Yeah, I think that looks fun. A bit more dynamic. And some kinda I don't know, background. Some other trash. Maybe like ooh, a street lamp. How tall should it be? Maybe not that tall. It'll go over the limits of my canvas. Yeah, oh my god, how will I render this, I should make something that's a bit more, um, what's it called? Simple next time around. Kind of rubble. Yeah. We can hide that one. Actually, I'll just delete him. Yeah, this is a sketch for the first one. Should we sketch out a couple first and then color them? Or would it be more interesting to see something colored already? And again, I'm making these smart objects so that I can scale them up or down, because a smart object retains the, like, I can open the smart object and this ratio of the image will stay unchanged, and remember all the layers and all the layer information and everything. So I can scale it up and down in the main file. And this is very good because sometimes you wanna, I don't know, shuffle some sketches around, and it'll be nice to have all the layer information there if you ever happen to need it. I guess it's not always that necessary, especially on some simple files such as this one, but that are just for sketching and fun. But ever so often, I'll be like, oh my god, why didn't I keep all those layers? That's so nice to hear. It's like having company. Yeah, I think that's my aim. It can be relaxing. And also, I mean, I guess it would be nice if somebody could. I practice like one part of the song, turn around, and then there's a whole ass drawing there. The speed is crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to be kind of like speedy with this so that could get around to as many Pokemon as possible in a few hours, because I think it'll be more interesting to watch, and it's also like a nice little challenge for myself to have a couple of scenes without really fussing over the details too much. But yeah, I don't know if I finished my thought or not. Maybe not, but it would, like, the goal of these streams, really nice to hear that it can be sort of like company. Maybe these can also, I don't know, not like educational content, I wouldn't say, but be sort of like maybe open some kind of new tools for some people who maybe they like doing art and feel a bit stuck with something that they're doing. For example, the lasso tool, or just in general, like trying to feel more open to quick concepting, or I mean, I don't think this is concepting, but quick little drawings, because I feel that that's where I personally improved the most, and oddly enough, where I still have the most to learn. Probably the basics, like lighting and having something have like an actual shape. And not just oh, like it looks sort of alright, but for it to actually make sense as well, the object, I mean, just being drawn at the moment. And I don't mean that it has to be perfectly rendered, but for it to give the sense of, oh, okay, well, I understand what this is supposed to do, supposed to be. the lasso tool as well. Like, I don't think I ever really make drawings anymore where I would color big areas in with a brush to start with. Like, I do texturize, and I guess I'm not there yet with this one, but I will be at some point, and then I will show that part as well, obviously. But with the lasso tool, it's just so fast to kind of paint areas and make sure that the composition works and is nice, and that your image is readable just with a glance, because that's usually the most crucial part of an image. I've learned that it is readable, because if you're having to look at an image and you're like, okay, I like how that's drawn, and I like subject matter, and I like everything that goes on in that image, but it really, like, something's bugging me, or it takes you some time to get into that image, I think then, oftentimes, at least when it comes to my images that I make, the mistake, if you want to call it that, or we have a good word for it in Finnish, puute, like what's missing. That could be the yeah, this is not an optimal workflow. Don't do this. But I wanna try something out. Would be like if what's kind of not right with the image has to do with the basics. Like the lighting's super unclear, like you don't really know where the light source is, and it's sort of everywhere. It really can negatively impact the way that you get your message across, or way that people read the overall thing. Even if it's a really simple image. So I would definitely recommend, yes, always sticking to practicing. Never stopping improvement, conscious pursuit for improvement on something that can feel very like, oh, I know the basics, I've been drawing for a long time. Like, yeah, however, you could know them even better. And I think that's the goes for everybody. I'm just like, I'm not trying to be preachy, I'm trying to fill the silence, because probably it will be nicer to follow. I wanna have like an alleyway over there on the right. Like a light source coming from between buildings. If I can. We'll see if I can. I don't really have a reference image, which is bad. I should have a reference image. Definitely. But this is like the Trubbish uprising or something. What are they scheming? What are their plans? There's the one that's attempting to be a leader, just trying to push his wild and outlandish ideas to the others. Who knows? Are they friends? Maybe, maybe not. No worries. I get what you're saying. Applies to lots of things. I feel like it's relatable to many others too. Yeah. I I think so. And yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like about life in general. Let's see. That's nice to hear. It's easy to forget, at least in my opinion. Like I tend to for sure forget about uh forget about stuff like that quite easily. Let's see the Trubbish. That one up there should be a bit darker. Another tool that I really like. I'm on the right layer, yeah. Is this gradient tool, because it's really easy to apply some sort of shading to areas, indicate some light direction with it. So I'm gonna grab this Trubbish and I'm gonna tell it like, hey, actually wrong press, whoops. The light is coming from that direction. Doesn't have to be the final lighting, but it already helps a little bit. I don't know how true these drawings will be actually to the title of the stream. We'll see. Then I'm gonna make some clipping masks over here. So basically I have this layer that's just the big trash bin. So I'm gonna clip to it in order to make the shading of the bin a bit quicker on myself. I'm gonna go there and choose the areas, which would be in shadow. Trying to think of light direction, and this is where a reference is really crucial, which I obviously don't have. So probably this will end up looking a bit flat. Actually, one good thing that we could do is put a new saturation layer here. Saturate to 0, so it removes all the saturation, well, so colors from there, and then you can, like, there's no shame in color picking some values or colors either, for that matter, since I'm working in black and white anyway for now. And this is also a very good way to learn, like, oh, this kind of value actually is present in that kind of place and in that kind of scenario. It's quite nice. And I'm always making a new layer under the previous layers, except now this one's on top and they're all still clipped to that same trash can. Just the wheels. Yeah, why not? That's kind of fun. Leading the gang. Now for all the trash. Some plastic bags, and they'll be pretty black, but they will have strong highlights. And also because my version of Photoshop has kind of a bugged eyedropper tool, so it's not as nice to use as it could be, which is kind of sad, but make do. Some nice kind of medium gray for that. For that as well. Shading. That's a pretty light color. Wow, maybe we want to use that for the highlights. So basically I'm just, it's a bit too dark for that, but whatever. Trying to bring out the main shapes of the objects and not really thinking about anything else. Yeah, thank you. I'll be lurking. Be lurking. Be gonna mark some lighter areas there. That would have a highlight, I think. Shape, and then maybe under there too. Not too high. Yeah, I think I like the trash bin. Maybe some dimension for the shadow. Then I could maybe take a bigger brush with less opacity. Just make like a texture. Yeah, that looks nice. We'll texture it a bit more later. That's all those trash bin layers, and then next the big trubbish, the front ground. So he will probably also be quite dark because he's a front ground element, which are usually darker. And then he's also kind of in the shadow and looking back toward the light, which we will see how well I get that across when it's done. I think for the next ones could take a bit of a different approach, where I could actually try to make a study of the image and then insert the Pokemon in there. Can you hear the microwave? Maybe. It's okay. It's a normal living sound. So trying to sort of still follow the shapes and be pretty just like general about it, like, oh, this shape is round and this is a bit more angular and so on. And then I think there could be some sort of light right here. There's always bounce lights, because light bounces off of all kinds of surfaces. I just think it could give him a bit of a rounder shape, and that's nice, so he looks a bit less flat. He has some bounce light from the floor, or ground in this case. Floor. My god. Ooh, yes, this nice parqueted floor. For sure. In the mouth. Yeah, actually. Don't need all those, it's just the teeth. That's such a weird expression. What's this called? It's not unhappy, it's just kind of there. And then, yeah, the small ones. My goal is to get maybe 3, 4 of these done. I really want to get around to doing the Klefki because of the Klefki with the Labubu idea that I have. I know I've been obsessed with the idea of a Labubu. Like, I think I don't have one. And I'm not obsessed with the, like, over commercialized, oh my god, buy, sort of ideology that they're very much representing. However, I do think that they're silly, and I think that they're kind of, in a way, very useless. I mean, what do you use them for? They just look nice, and I don't think nice looking things are useless necessarily. I just think that the whole idea of just going viral because it's like, okay, well, strange, but I mean, it's not like a bad thing to own one or anything. That's not what I'm saying. Anybody is free to do what they want and own what they want to a degree, obviously. Yeah. Gang leader. It does need to be a bit lighter than the others because he's like high up. And I want some kind of Loki like god ray effect. A little bit. Maybe not god ray, but like he's higher up there, so he's out of the shadows of the front ground. So, actually, something that I find very useful that I don't think I've seen anywhere else, but I'm 100% sure that not everybody, but some people do, is when I have this like main layer 66 over here, and I create a clipping layer, I create one extra empty clip layer so that I can just easily always make another clipping layer under it, because if I create a layer on top of layer 80, it's not a clip layer by default. So it's just way quicker because now if I want to create another clip layer on top of this, it will be another clip layer because the layer 80 is there. So it kind of, and sometimes I'll color code them like this if I have a lot of layers. So that's like the stopping point after which they will stop clipping. Just to make it like 5 seconds quicker for myself to do something. Which is very useful, of course. Could be some sort of shadow. And then that way. Yeah, and also some really stark, nice lights. I think shows also would be there. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see how they look like. Yeah, that's alright. He's next. I probably should also follow the around the same level of darkness and light as the objects next to it. Then also stand out. Yeah, I think that's it's kind of nice. Let's see, what kind of wall should it be? I have this nice brush pack. There's this lovely raw texture kind of brush, and what I'll do is what I learned from one of my friends is I'll hue jitter it, but I guess now since it's not the hue because there's no hue at the moment, I'll put a saturation brightness, or depending on the situation, different jitter. It's a bit too much. 4, still quite a lot. 2, yeah. So it kind of creates this more alive looking surface because it's not just one monotone color or value, but rather put that away, yeah. Like it has a bit of life on the surface. And I think I could also give this a shadow. too sure about that. Does that look stupid? Yeah? See, this is where the reference would be good. You know what, we'll pretend that doesn't exist. Boom. And then that'll be the glorious sketch. And then I'm gonna boom, smart object that again. And then create a clipping mask to that smart object, which is also possible. Very nice. Take off that one, because we're done for the most part, the values. It's not 100% perfect, but I'm somewhat happy with it. Make that overlay, maybe? Yeah, now I'm gonna brightness 0, hue 2, lock that so I don't like draw over. It's nice blue. Blue, I think I also want some blue. Light from the alleyway. So then the shadows could be like reddish, orangey. And by pressing shift you can get these straight lines in Photoshop and many other programs as well. Go back to my drawing brush. The only problem with working, at least I have, working on top of a value sketch is, I mean, often people use these, they make a lot of small thumbnails to see if, like, what's the best one out of their ideas that they have for an image. Like, as you can see, it kind of doesn't look that great no matter what I put the layer as. So it's not great to only work like that. It will make a very flat image. And like this is the color filter, it makes it way too green for this one, for example. So I find that some people use gradient maps. For example here, if I gradient map this, like this, it like automatically colors it some way for me. So I could try. Whoa, okay. I don't know why I picked white for that. Oh, it's because I'm on the mask layer there. So I could try to push it to like a green. Like that. Yeah, still picks it white. Whatever. Go manually. That'd be a similar green. And you can kind of tweak the values to get a sort of green like layer, which obviously doesn't work great for everything in the image, and I didn't put too much time into this, but some people are really good at using gradient maps to light their images and color them. But it basically maps the gradient based on the values of the image onto it somehow. I'm not a math person, I can't explain how it does it, but somehow it does. And technically this does provide quite a lot of control over the exact hues, because you can also insert more colors into the gradient. It doesn't have to be just the two poles of the gradient. Then I just invert the entire gradient, and like so it's only visible on the trebuchets, and then I'm able to edit it so I can see how it, for example, I can add one there in the middle, and now I should actually be able to, yeah, select it like that. Oh, it's pretty close. Oh, nice. I could put something something a bit warmer here if I want the shadows to be a bit warmer. But yeah, I think this is something that usually requires you to actually know how to use it before you start using it. As you can see, I'm not getting super good results, which is fine. Actually, I'm gonna copy that. Never mind. Make a different mask here. Use it for this one. Would there be subsurface scattering on these things? I kind of feel like. There would. Because aren't these are like the ears, right? Cartilage or whatever. Top of the head. Yeah, you know what? This isn't so much realistic as abstract. I think I should just change the title to Drawing Very Abstract Pokemon. Actually, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's more like it. quiet again. Should drink some water. Hydrate. Hydra homies. I just had a an interesting day. I've been kind of running around and picked up a package and stuff like that. So this is my relaxation for the evening, I suppose. I like this more without the... What the hell? Where's the blue little... Here. Normal. Just gonna manually do that. Yeah, so what I was basically saying, you can see here, is that it can be a really good tool to, or it is a really good tool to evaluate a concept, but working on top of a value study like that, or a value drawing, at least for me, is still quite difficult. Please, thank you. This one has like greenish arms. I don't know which colorway I like more. Actually, I really like both of them. I don't think I've ever played a Pokemon game with this Pokemon in it, the Trubbish, which is very sad because I would really like them. Or maybe I have. Were these in black and white? I've played some black and white. Not too much though. I don't think I ever finished the game. It was at a point where me and my siblings had a one of those like cheat in the game devices. So we would walk through walls and all that bullshit and give ourselves like, oh, level 100 Pokemon that you're not even actually able to obtain in this game. Yeah, sure. Give it here. So it kind of took out the fun of playing when I knew how easy it was to just obtain everything straight away if we so wished. And we did, actually, pretty often. I think Heart Gold is pretty much one of the only ones that I actually played. As a kid. And I remember my Heart Gold had the Pokewalker thing, obviously. I think all of them did, maybe, on DS. And I started the game over for like the first time. And I didn't know English at all back then. And I thought that like the Pokemon that I had put in my Pokewalker, or like the Pokewalker itself, was now completely unusable. Because I hadn't zeroed it before I started a new game. Because it obviously wouldn't connect to my game anymore. Now that my game was, now that I had started a new game. So it was very devastating for me as a kid. I was crying about it. And then a few years ago, I rediscovered it and I just read the manual. I was like, oh, you know what? There is, in fact, a way to bring this back, and it's quite easy. You just press a few buttons and it's recovered. And I don't know why I guess my parents never really played video games, so they couldn't help me with my issue back when the issue happened. Does this one also need to... What are these little bits? Is it like bubble gum stuck on... or like candy or something? Either way, it looks like it. It's really nice. I like these bits, whatever they are. Oops. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's see. A darker. Yeah, like for example, I think this image now suffers a little bit from being a bit unreadable. Because there's not really a clear separation between the kind of front ground, mid ground, background at all. So something that should have been addressed first, not at these last kind of trying to save the entire illustration steps, but it's the first one and this is okay. Channeling all my knowledge on Bob Ross right now. I've never watched any of his things. I mean, maybe once. I've seen some around in some like memes or something, but I think that's about it, honestly. Yeah, okay, nice. Try to kind of highlight the trash can by giving it some light behind it. So I'll just sort of lift it up from the background a little bit more. Don't know why I went with that kind of green. I think that's probably better. Yep. And then the next layer is the kind of mid-ground. So these ones. Let's see, shadow there, a little bit. It's very green. Some light there. And then sort of on the floor, ground. Yeah. I don't think the lamp should be brown. better. Mhm. And then there's some nice little warning signs on these. They've been sort of scratched off, usually. Some tags. I don't know if I can do a tag. Frick. I've never really spray painted. Need some dirt for sure. Sort of like weathering this a little bit. One of my fears is that I will start using my weird customer service voice out of nowhere and not notice that I'm doing it, and then hear myself do it. I think that's a pretty common fear. Mhm. Yeah, it's a bit nicer. Yes, yes. That wing gull that I promised. Can they even fold their wings? Anybody ever seen a wing gull with folded wings? They can! Wow, okay. Oh, they look cute with their wings folded? I have to look it up. I'm too scared to Google it right now because I'm not 100% sure if I set up everything correctly. I don't want my entire Google to just jump on the screen. Does this look okay in terms of the wing gull? Or would the wings be sort of like visible here? Somehow? I guess the whole lamp looks like the wing gull. Oh my god. It's just the head. What have I done? They have feet? Yeah, they have feet. Oh, actually, now I think I have seen them. Is it like... Oh my god, this is a very beautiful wing gull. Like this? Is this how they look? Yeah! Okay. Can do that. Remains to be seen how clear it looks. That's what this Wingull is doing, but I could try. Hello! Hello, hello. I'm drawing some Pokemon. The idea is to draw them in like realistic environments. But at the moment it seems like I'm making a whole lot of sort of mistakes, which is fine. But yeah. So likely they won't be super rendered. It's just gonna be more like fun little concepts, scenarios of Pokemon. Next might be Klefki or something else if somebody has any input. I'll go over the options after I'm done with this in a few minutes. So this one's sort of very suspicious. Of the rest of them, you know what? This is pretty cute after all, I think. I'm not mad. Munchlax. Of course. I mean, we can do the Munchlax. I've been sort of promising the Munchlax for forever, but I haven't got around to it because I sort of stopped making these Pokemon drawings for a while after I had promised the Munchlax. Just putting like final little touches on. Actually, I don't know if that looks that nice. One day we'll get there. For sure. Ew. Okay, yeah, maybe. Maybe. This one should also get... It's kind of gross. Not gross. The wrong word. I just don't like it. Not everything that I don't like is gross. I did. I actually went through like some suggestions like ideas that I had prepared at the very beginning. We could go through them again. That could probably be nice. I looked around on Pinterest to see if I could find some, and actually I had some pretty good ones, in my opinion. You know what? I think this is pretty cute. be ready. It could be ready. I think it's ready. Yeah? Extra clutter. Yeah, I think it's pretty much ready. Yay, thank you. I had such a struggle with this one, honestly. Not with the sketching part, which is usually where I struggle for quite a bit of time. There's actually one more thing on the floor. Ground, now the third time. But it's okay, I'll be forgiven. This is not my first language. This drawing. Just want to put some shadow for this guy that's a bit lighter than what's currently there because he's drowning. Drowning in it. Yeah, fix his foot a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty epic. Ooh, okay. I say and continue for the next 500 hours. Yeah, this seems ready. 5 hours later. I don't think this is ready yet. Too dark. This is just a little bit of immersion. So that there's like a city or something going on in the background. Strange skyscrapers. Yeah. Oh, too big. Hee, thank you. Took a bit too long, but I'll get better as I start doing it a bit more again. That kind of quick sketching without a very strict predetermined reference. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Wait, I'm actually doing exactly what I said I was doing. Oh, I'm happy with this. And then I see something that I want to include. Oh, yeah. This is very, very good. It's ready. It's ready. Okay, now. One last thing. I'm doing this so I don't have to do that in the end. You know what? I usually put these as well. Yeah, that's fancy. Oh, and was this the Wingo? Yes. And ding. Smart object. Rubbish. Yeah. First one finished. Question mark. I might get back to it. Oh, we'll see. Uh, so some of the ideas, post them somewhere. Yes, I'm probably gonna make like a post of all of them together on Twitter, which is just snail, same as here. Um, to kind of showcase what went down on stream and what I got done. I think that's a good place. I think something that's kind of missing from Twitch. I mean, there's a lot of things, obviously, but one would be some sort of like feed where I could just post, or then I just haven't found it. I'm not a very seasoned Twitch user, but yeah, the scenes. So for Munchlax, which there is interest for, my idea is to have one Munchlax, because now we did like 4 Trubbishes, so maybe it's maybe it makes sense to have one Munchlax. Stories? Yeah. Uh yeah, I've never actually heard about it. Munchlax eating a lot of berries. Yeah, the oranber ei pilannut matkustaessa, sillä niitä on kevyt kantaa. There's this freaking meme made out of a finished dub of Pokemon, like, they will not get bad when you travel because they're very light to carry, and then that's what they put everywhere. Yeah, they're just very light to carry. Whatever. Yes, so this is the idea for Munchlax, so maybe a basket of berries and he's just passed out in the basket. Hey! Hello, welcome. We just got Trubbish drawing done. Actually, now that I look at it, I'm so sorry. I have to get... Because probably also my monitor is a little bit... Just a little bit... desaturated. So... yeah, actually, I'm just gonna curves this. Then saturate it. It's perfect for Munchlax. It's good. Yeah, I like this more. King is just passed out from eating everything. Yeah. By the way, I have a question. Can you guys hear the bling every time there's a chat message? Or is that just something that Streamlabs does for me? Because if you guys can hear it, then I think it might be an issue. You can hear it. Is it super annoying? Let's see. Wait, no. That was the wrong one. I'm tweaking things and I don't know what's going on. Is this one? What? You know what? Okay. It was probably that one, honestly. Because it's like every time somebody sends a message in after... yeah, after it's been a little while. So maybe it's fine then. I just think it's a little bit loud. So, oh my god, I found it. I'm gonna turn it down to 40%. So I think this should help. Should be a bit less obnoxious. Thank you. Yes. So that's the idea for Munchlax. And oh my god, sorry. Wait, hold up. I have to blow my nose. A few seconds. Okay, here we go. That's the idea for Munchlax. And then other Pokemon that have been requested or were suggested were Klefki, which I'm really excited for some reason. And Wooper, for example, was also. And I put the Paldean Wooper here as well because I ran into it and I don't think I had ever seen it before and I thought it was super cute. So the Wooper is one. And then the Sobble, and the Inteleon. But for them, I don't have an environment in mind. But for Klefki, I think it would be super fun to draw it like hanging from one of these key hanging things and then put some keychains on it. And I really want to put a Labubu and a. Wait, look at my model tracking. Labubu. That's so good. Labubu. Labubu. Just amazed. But yeah, Klefki with a Labubu and Molfusund or some kind of other kind of cute keychain with maybe some food. Yeah, the Labubu Klefki. I think it's a good idea that I definitely want to draw. So maybe that is something that I'll get to next, perhaps. The Labubu Klefki. Because even Aeoli seems excited, even though Munchlax is her favorite. Actually, I found this fan art of Klefki by a user named Junibel in r/Pokemon, so that's where the idea of like different keychains is from. Do not take ownership of that, but like, yeah, that's where I got the idea from when I was searching for. And this could be a cute small little thing. Let's do the Klefki. Yeah? I'm gonna wait around because of the latency. Latency? Lag? If there's any speak now or forever be silent. Or whatever they say. Somebody's trying to get married to. In the show, Klefki quite often was used to have different keys on it. Oh! Wow. Okay. Seems that I don't know much about Pokemon. That as much as I mean, I know the basics obviously, and I've seen some of it, but yeah, that's nice. It's good that it fits. I think it's a cute idea. I'm gonna do one of these. You know what? I should not be starting with that. Goodbye. Short-lived. Let's see. Some sort of thing to hang keys on. I like both of these things that I put here, like the photo frame and the actual like key in the keyhole. But by the way, never mind, I think the chat is readable. Maybe it could be like a I'm blanking. This is bad. Any ideas on what to make the keys kind of the key holder? If I have two. Like what should the key holder hooks be connected to? There's that cute photo frame one I have in the references, that's from Pinterest. But I think it could be something else. What is there even? What do people have in their keys in? Does anybody use any key holder things like this anymore? I just want it to be sort of like clear that it's for the purpose of holding a key. Hmm. It's probably very interesting to watch me thinking. Dum, dum, dum. Keys on the floor? No way. How don't you lose them then? Actually, I keep my keys at the bottom of a bag, and then every time I look for them, I'm like, where's that bag? Where is the bag? And then I just like, yeah, I forget what bag, and then I have like 5 different bags, and then I have to go through all of them, and it's game over if I misplace a bag. You do lose them. Well, there we go. You need one of these, whatever, things. You know what? I'm just gonna go with brick. Something. Something simple, you know? Could be like a cute metallic spoon. You find them under something? Well, it's good that you do find them. Yeah? It'd be a bit worse if you didn't. But yeah, I am one of the people in the club of, oh, where's this thing? I lost it, I lost it, I lost it. And then after having lost it and screaming that I lost something, I find it. I'm like, oh, he was here. Let's see. Smart object, so I can warp it, because the Klefki has a... It's not like a perfect circle, is it? No, it's more like organic. Oh my god. Here we go. I used to be the kid at elementary school who, after losing something, accused people of stealing my stuff. What? Honestly, one time, I pray they don't see this. I don't think they will, but they might. One time, one of my siblings. Wait. Hello, welcome. I just have mine ready to go in my jacket pocket, and then seasons change, and I hope I remember to switch the location. That is also very relatable. That's nice to have a jacket like with big enough pockets for keys, because my keys, at least, that I carry around are this huge, sort of like, what's it called? When the thing that they throw in like the Olympics and stuff, where there's the huge like ball, and then it has the handle. That's what my keys are like, because I have a Miku lanyard and then a shit ton of keychains. So it's always full and it's clinking, and then it's yeah, I mean, it's very good for not losing it so easily, which is why the bag thing is the only reason why I lose them, but it does not fit in many of my coat pockets. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, one of my siblings. Yeah, I do mean it. Yeah, Mokari. I don't know. I don't know what that is in English. That's what my keys are like. The Mokari. Could do some serious damage with that. I have smoothing on 0. That needs to be fixed. But yeah, yeah. Well, somebody will Google it if they're interested enough. I don't know Finnish. Word of the day. Moukari. It's a good word. I think it's like sounds strong, seems dangerous in my opinion. Maybe because I know what it means, but I think it's fitting. But one of my siblings had lost their keys, right? That's what I was about to say. And my parents told us like, okay, well, check all of your backpacks that you didn't accidentally take your siblings' keys. And I was so adamant that I did not, because sledgehammer. Isn't sledgehammer like... Wait, maybe it is. Yeah, but maybe it's... Yeah, I don't think it's sledgehammer. That doesn't sound right. And I was so adamant anyway that like it was not me. And then one of my siblings... Yeah, do they toss hammers? If there's somebody who doesn't know what the smokari is, please, if you feel like it, let us know. Hammer or hammer throw? Ooh, it sounds so medieval. But yeah, it's like the 7th time I restart. I'm very easily distracted, which is fine. How life is. And I was adamant that it was not me. Like, my god, like, no way it's me, right? Turns out the keys were in my backpack for like months before I discovered them. I had apparently just we had this basket like this with a bunch of keys in it in a shelf like this, and everybody would leave their keys there, right? So I had just like gone and grabbed my keys from there and put them in my backpack, the little front pocket, into there, and they had been like completely tangled in my own keys for months, and then I discovered them, and I was so scared when I discovered them because I was like, oh my god, now they're gonna know that I was the one who had the keys and it's my fault that I didn't check correctly, and was so adamant that there's like no way in the world that it could be me that has them, that they're all gonna make like fun of me, and like that's failure and that's not supposed to happen. That it was winter, which adds to the unbelievable rating of this. It was dead of winter. Thank you. And so I rolled the keys around in snow outside a little bit, and then I took them inside, and I was the first one home, so I like placed them on the table, at the kitchen table or something. And then when everybody came home, I was like, oh my god, you will never believe what I found outside. I found my siblings' keys, and they were just outside, and thank god it was like sort of kind of believable, because the keys were, you know, the key that has like, that is like this with the black thing, and then the key is there like this. And then it had just one key ring, which was maybe this size, and it was like a little skull. Oh my god, drawing a skull upside down. Oh wait, that's pretty good. But damn, almost like I do this for a living or something. So it was just like this, right? Compared to my Moukari keys, which are essentially like, that's the lanyard, right? And then I have key, I have another key, right? I have a keychain. I have another keychain. I have a keychain. I have another smaller key, and then I have actually an even smaller key, and I have one more keychain. At least, I think. So yeah, the difference is quite staggering. But yeah, that's what I said. And then I got some stares like, hmm, are you sure? Are you sure? Kinds of stares from my family. But I just said, yeah, yeah, why would I lie? Yeah, but I lied, obviously. Uh, yeah. That's my most traumatic story with keys. So just be honest. It's way easier. Now we have one extra key to the house. This is the Labubu, by the way. We have to choose what Labubu. Anybody have any favorite Labubus? I do not have a favorite Labubu. 24 karat gold Labubu. Except for that one. That's my favorite. Obviously. Pokemon Labubu. The Pokemon would be dangling another Pokemon. Is that humane? What would be the most Labubu Pokemon? Yeah, I was thinking Pikachu maybe. Pikachu? Pikachu? But then also... Oh my god, the bunny area. Those could be cute. I do actually want to put a Labubu on this though. Sorry if I'm doxing anybody's house key. I don't think that's that detailed. I used no reference, so no, that is not my house key. Imagine drawing a key so well that somebody actually... Okay, what the hell do Labubus look like? Never drawn a Labubu before. I think I have the reference. The ears are kind of... Okay. I'm mostly thinking about it because... That's true. I'd have to dox myself as well. Incoming. Stay tuned for the doxing. It's like one of those interactive, you know, where you can go around the world and solve a puzzle. What are they called? Oh, that's too bad. I hope your head gets better. And thank you. Thank you for talking about commenting and everything. Get some rest. But yeah. You know the what are they called? I don't remember what they're called, but the things where it's like a treasure hunt but in real life and people hide stuff all around the world. That mixed in with like a internet analog horror series where the streams turn more and more demonic and I dox myself. Yeah. Hope for ALE's speedy recovery. What the hell do Labubu's hands look like? I think I'm making this way too buff. I don't think they're buff like this. I think the arms are kind of small. Are they just A-posing? Oh my god, this is so thick. A thick Labubu. What? No, I think that's pretty good, right? They look like this. Does that look like Labubu? Boo boo counter, how many times I say it. Labubu. Yeah, no worries. Basically like a treasure hunt. You get the hints to via watching the stream. And then one of the hints is me doxing my location and you having to somehow craft a key based on drawing of a key. Labubu was a bit wonky, but aren't they? Yeah, so pay attention. This will be coming in handy after get all the pieces of the puzzle. Or not. I kind of like the pink Labubu. Does it? Oh my god, what does it look like? That looks like just some random... I'm afraid we're gonna make a Lafufu. Which actually I think would be more funny than a Labubu, and I kind of like them more because of the absurdity of the whole thing, but this might be a Fufu. Oh, I could have a Ditto face. Is the Ditto face just like this? I'd have to draw the entire thing to make sure. Is that what a Ditto looks like? It is, isn't it? Wider smile? Oh my god. I had a Ditto money clip. I'm not kidding. I had a Ditto money clip. It was... Well, you know what? I'm just gonna use this. Perfect. It was like this. And then it had some huge hinges. Like that. And it was thick plastic, right? And then it had... Like, this is not very beautiful now, but whatever. Get the idea. That's the main point. Yeah, it was like that. And then you would put the bills here. Still money clip. How beautiful. I think... Honestly... I think the Mofusan keychain could have like a Pokemon onesie, animal suit on. If we keep the Labubu with the regular Boo Boo face. Wait, that actually looks like a Labubu. God damn. Yeah, that's the Boo Boo. What other keys do people have? That's the house key. Maybe like bicycle key. I have bicycle keys. Yeah, bicycle lock key. Oh my god, that just looks the same. That looks weird. And those are maybe like simpler. Right? That looks sort of different. Yeah, I think it's different enough. It'll be colored a bit differently, so. And then I have at least a... Yeah, this is doxing number 2. Not really. A little... I mean, who knows? Yeah, with the color it should be different. It should be fine. A little key like this, that's for like a padlock. At the storage unit part of the... Yeah, like a tag! Hey, that's a good idea. This clef key is gonna be so overworked. Poor little thing. With the boo-boo and everything. And how are we gonna fit the Mofusand? Maybe it's one of those tiny plastic knockoffs. These seem to have like... not that many, but who... Yeah. Who cares? Could have more. Labor! Free labor. Oh, mailbox key. I've never seen a mailbox key. I don't know what they look like. That's one of them. Things that you have to a workplace to get in. An electric door. And the boo-boo should be... Actually, it's probably quite heavy. The boo-boo, but... Should... Okay, anybody have any opinions? Should this be, like, realistic? So that all of these... Okay, what I mean is that when the keys are sort of hanging, right? They would just, like, pack together like this, right? Because of gravity. And that's the hanging thing. That's like option number 1. And then option number 2 is like this. So they're more like spread out and more like floaty, I suppose. Which one would be nicer? I don't really mind either, so taking suggestions. Oh, mailbox key similar to the basic key. Like the house key you have there, or bike key. Yeah, I mean, anybody I guess could just look at an image of a key and be like, oh yeah, this is that kind of key, but could be something different. So should they be sort of packed? I'm not sure if the packed comment is about the way that the keys should sit or not on the clef key. A souvenir Eiffel Tower? Oh my god! That would be so cute. Honestly, I think I'm gonna... Yeah, 2 might have more. I might go for like a golden road in the middle. And put some of these kind of, sort of like that, but then some other ones so that they have a bit more space. Actually, if that one could be... Okay, good to know. Middle option. Yeah, I think the middle option will be the go-to. In this case, oh my god, that's ugly. Sorry. Hmm. No, that won't work. Yeah, like you still want to see some of the details, but I still want to make it look like they are sort of hanging on the thing and not just floating in the air. That was one of the, I mean, issues, not issues, because I would have an issue with some random drawing of a Pokemon. I don't have an issue with them. It's just for this purpose, it's an issue if they just float. So we'll see. I'm gonna sort of, yeah, I think that's nice. That's a bit of a different rhythm. And then, oh, whoa. Here, could put one of those souvenir Eiffel Tower. And the Eiffel Tower from memory. This is what I studied French for 10 years for. La Tour Eiffel. They would be proud of me, I hope. It's good enough. And smart object so that I can do that. Magnifique. Merci beaucoup. I will stop until so it doesn't get annoying with the French. I mean, you spelled it pretty correctly to how it's pronounced, so. Magnifique. Nobody pronounces the G. Okay. Baboo. Eiffel Tower. And then maybe. Hear me out. Nah. Maybe from here, actually. This will be the Mohokari keys that we talked about before. Now these little thingies that are like that, and then in there's a little keychain. And here I think we could put a Mofusand and Pikachu or some other Pokemon costume. Any suggestions? I'm taking suggestions. I'm gonna make the Mofusand in the meantime. So something like recognizable, which is why I would, I think, go for Pikachu. But then again, it could be something different as well. That looks horrifying. And the chat sound is still pretty loud, so I'm gonna try to quiet that down a little bit. The bling comes up, I mean. No worries. I'm trying to make this a bit more interactive if people want to. Yeah, it could be that the playing sound is also a lot louder for me than it is on the stream. It is a possibility. because I hear it pretty loud. Let's see. And it doesn't pop up after every message either. It's not too bad on stream. That's nice. That's good. Yeah. Pikachu. I think I'm gonna go for Pikachu. Oh my god, the fat Pikachu is so cute. The chunky one. Pikachu Moho-san. Let's see. Pikachu's supposed to be like a mouse, right? Chunkachu. This looks so funny. Do I need to simplify that tail? Oh, I think it's acceptable. Can work with that. The only thing I don't like is that the Labobo and the little Malphasond are kind of the same size. Like they end. It'll look so much more dynamic and nice if this one's like higher up like this. What I mean is that they like an awful tangent line. Not anymore. So yeah, basically what I meant was that they are both on like the same line. So then it creates a shape that's like this. Instead of creating a shape that's more triangular, which is better. Because it's oh yeah, these are pretty epic. I think I'm gonna keep these. It's better overall to have a more angular composition. Usually. Or that's all, just those. The hell is in here? Okay, there we go. It's a lot of layers. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, maybe something bigger. Now I'm gonna go with a bit of a different approach than the previous one, which was from black and white. Gonna completely abandon that for this one. Just gonna go straight in with the color. Should be alright. Surprisingly difficult to estimate where shadows would be. On the wall, because some of these look like they're quite far from the wall, so then I don't want to place the shadow right next to them. Because like if the object is closer to the wall, then the shadow will be right next to the object. But if the object is a bit further from the wall, then the shadow will be bit further from the object. So, trying to find some kind of nice middle ground. Also with the angle of the photo, I can't place the shadows just anywhere. I'm pretty happy with that though. And then something I do sometimes is put a bit of Gaussian blur, and now because of how I have window sharing, you can't see it, but I'm adjusting it to like 2.0. Yeah, looks like a nice shadow. Ooh. Raw texture brush, my beloved. Color dynamics, my beloved. Did that work? It's a very low saturation color, so it's not so visible. I might have to turn it up. Yeah, there we go. Just some like texture for the wall. I think that'll be nice. Yeah. And I turned off the color dynamics. What? Oh, I still have that. Yeah. That selection on. I think a nice crisp metallic book would be fun. Let's see what there is here. And something a bit more that stands out. I'm gonna default round brush. Yeah, shadows and like knowing where they go, the light, and like how to construct an object so that it so that it actually makes sense. I mean, like if you want to draw something super realistic, it is difficult. And the more you study like existing images, so photographs, and photographs are the best because they are like a true representation, whereas drawings are always somebody's interpretation. You can learn through like years of repetition and repetition and repetition. It gets really boring sometimes, but it is worth it in my opinion. I'm gonna put some pink because I think the wall has a slightly pinkish tone to it. No, that's a bit too much. Because here, for example, the bounce light would be something. So because the wall is so light, it would definitely show on the, especially a metallic surface, which is really reflective, so it reflects lights really well. So the light surface around it would definitely show on the metallic surface as some sort of colors. So I'm kind of, again, should have a reference for this. This is okay, it's just sketching for fun. Yeah, it's not always fun, but simplifying it down to like studying black and white images can really, really help the process, because then you can only sort of focus on the shadow and the light, because as soon as you add the color, it's like, okay, well, now that's a whole different thing, because color is affected by so many things and not only the shadow and light, because there's, well, an object has color, but then the surroundings of the object also affect, like I just mentioned with the metallicness. Like it's affected by a bunch of different things other than just its own intrinsic, like local color. I love color theory. Honestly, yeah, that's true. I do. And then some objects like a cardboard box, for example, are just pretty much most of the time cardboard box colored, that kind of cardboard brown, because it's not a very reflective object, so it doesn't show other objects as reflections on its own surface, and it doesn't really. Yeah, but then again, if you put a cardboard box in the middle of a disco floor, it will look a different color as the floor changes color. So, very wild examples. I think the Klefki is going to be slightly cold tone, so I'm gonna put some cold tones here and the highlights of that. Yeah, I think that's alright. That's an alright one. It's acceptable, but I like these. These like stronger shadows with kind of a warm edge to them. I think that's really pretty. I don't know if that's the right color for it. Probably not. Should have a reference for this. Gaussian blur it a bit further out. Yeah. Yeah, that's good enough. Actually, I'm gonna mark these two so I draw the Klefki in between the yellow layers. So one thing I would definitely recommend is that if anybody's looking to get into drawing is once the basics are kind of there and you want to start to make an image that has multiple elements and it's like maybe a bit more advanced, I guess, would be to try out if the lasso tool is something that suits your workflow. It's made mine a lot quicker. Okay, it does sometimes kind of leave in some bits and pieces which are not ideal to have. For example, like hairlines, sort of, or little weird jagged bits here and there. But I think other than that, it's pretty nice. Creates clean lines quickly. I'll clip that. So none of the keys are actually part of the Klefki. It's just this key ring. Kind of interesting. know if I'm that artistic of a person, but it's still interesting to learn about. Yeah, for sure. I mean, why not? I don't think it's ever bad to learn. But whatever. No matter if you need the skill like right now or not, it's like never hurts. Unless it's boring. Uh, in which case, obviously, it's not nice. But happy to hear that it's. Yeah, yeah. That is actually makes you appreciate it more. Yeah, it's true. Like once you learn about what goes on behind the scenes and making something that you like, it's like, oh wow, okay. I think for me, cooking is like that because I like baking, but I'm not a huge fan of cooking. Sometimes I'll be like, oh my god, I want to cook if I find like a really nice seeming recipe. Then I'm really excited. I'm like, wow, okay, I want to try this. Now actually I'm gonna add some of the wall reflection to the clef key as well because the clef key seems to me like it's a metallic object as well. So kind of shot myself in the foot here with the metallic and metallic and metallic and metallic kind of drawing, but maybe it won't be all bad if I try hard enough. No, I think it's going pretty well. At least alright. But yeah, cooking. Because I'm like, it takes so much to prepare something, to cook it, to fully be ready, only then to eat it in like a second because I gobble up the food pretty quickly often. So it's like I'm very happy to be surrounded by people who like cooking and are willing to do it. Because I'm not that enthusiastic about it. Oh, it's like a little feather top thing almost. I don't know why I wasn't really looking. I just drew it to be something. Well, it's a bit too many hairy lines. The hell? Hairy lines are when somebody draws like this instead of making a line like this. So like the line looks hairy because there's so many lines on top of other lines. It's like a big no-no. It's really common when somebody's not super used to be drawing digitally yet. They need a few tries to get that same line across. I'm not saying it's always bad, it's just something I don't want to do right now. Pink or this weird red. Wait, okay, wrong one. Pretty hyped about the Labubu clef keys though. It's usually the balance finding the balance to cook something interesting and then it being somewhat simple to make. Yeah, I think some. What did I cook recently that was like that? I cook this specific kind of oven pasta pretty often, where there's this like fresh, not like a hard cheese, but like a cream cheese, type of cheese. But it's a bit more solid, I would say. I don't really know how else to describe it. A bit more solid. Yeah, 30-step meals that take 5 hours? No, and then it's over in like a second when it's so delicious that you just eat it immediately. Like, it's worth it sometimes, but not on the daily. For sure not on the daily. Yeah, oven pasta that has a cream cheese, tomatoes, ooh, sun-dried tomatoes, pasta, and spices. And it's so easy. You just put the cream cheese in the oven, and then it's there for like 12, 10 to 20 minutes. It's not so exact, which is also a really nice thing about the recipe. And then once that's done, you put in the tomatoes. Kind of like the trend feta pasta in the oven. Kind of, yeah, but it's not feta cheese. But I suppose you could also make this with feta cheese, and it might even be the same concept. Because I haven't actually ever made that trend feta, so this could very well be the same thing, but just with a different cheese. And then once the cheese has been in the oven, you put in the tomatoes, both of them. Actually, it's cherry tomatoes. I think I just said tomatoes earlier. But yeah, cherry tomatoes and sun-dried tomatoes. I use semi-sun-dried for another 10 to 20 minutes until it's ready. And then boil the pasta. And then for spices, I use like basil, oregano, salt, and pepper. And basically after the... I gotta pause my blender work in order to make some food. Listening to this on the side is making me so hungry. Oh my god. Yeah, relatable pasta. Some good bussin' food. I love pasta. I wish I had some pasta. Maybe I'll make pasta later. Actually, a pretty good idea. But yeah. And then with the spices and the tomatoes and the cheese, you just mix them together once it comes out of the oven. And that creates the sauce. And then you just pour the sauce and the cooked pasta, which you cook while the other stuff's in the oven, into some sort of dish where you want to have the pasta. And then voila, that's it. Yeah, and then just eat. And it's good every time. It's never failed me. And apparently you can mix in all kinds of stuff, like probably you could put like spinach, tuna, or whatever you want to eat with your pasta, some kind of fake meat. Would for sure work. Fake meat. I don't mean like, well, you know, plant protein. I don't know if it's offensive to say fake meat. Honestly, if somebody gets angry over me saying fake meat, then I say let them get angry, but I doubt it. And the smoothing's at 0 again. I don't know what. Maybe it gets pushed there when I... Sorry, I'm focusing. quiet. I mean, I don't gotta be, but I don't know. I see fig meat all the time as someone who eats them every now and then. Yeah, same. Same. I guess some people have an argument about it, like, it's not supposed to be, like, meat, per se, like... And I do kind of get the idea that it's not supposed to be meat. The idea is supposed to kind of not eat meat. So, in that way I get it, but honestly, everybody knows what you mean when you say fig meat, so... Not a bad word combination. It's very informative in my opinion. Yeah. Same. Same. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with the... Yeah, the Klefki rendering looks pretty nice. I would say in the head part of it, I really like that. Yeah. And now to the rest of the things. I might stream a bit longer than I set for in the schedule because I want to get this one at least ready. Like, yeah, I want to get this one ready. Now, what colors are these? Actually, I shouldn't make that one yet. Probably different colors with each other. Be like a very bright one. That one for sure should be... Yes, some color picking. It's fine. You're allowed to color pick. Obviously, it's super cool to not have to color pick, but I'm not quite there yet sometimes, so I will color pick. Looks nice. How long do you usually stream? This is my second ever stream, so it is very difficult to say. We'll see. But I set this one in the schedule tab of Twitch, which I don't think... I mean, I don't know if people use it. Do people use it to check out schedules? I set this to be 3 hours because it suggested 4. And I thought that sounded like a bit much. So about 3, which would mean that this stream ends in about 20 to 15 minutes, but I think it might go a few minutes over ah, wrong tool. Oh no. Ah, there we go. Okay, better. I pressed some kind of cloning brush. Or what's this called? Clone stamp tool. Okay. I always get really confused. Yeah, okay. Good to know. I think because I don't want to always just spam my entire Twitter feed full of stuff. So I thought, maybe I'll set up some stuff in the stream calendar, but I don't know, maybe I just didn't know how to use it, but it only had the option to set it to be like weekly. Weekly, so that like repeating. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the same stream schedule every week. So I set it to be weekly now, but I might go in and change it. To be honest, because I feel like I'm not gonna have same exact availabilities every week. Which is fair enough. I'm doing this kind of like, yeah, that's true. People can enable notifications if they're really interested in seeing what goes on in here. They wanna find out the doxing answers. My address. No, I will not dox myself. I hope. Oh, it notifies 2 hours late? Wow. Okay, I've seen, sometimes I'll watch like a YouTube stream or something and people are complaining like, oh, YouTube doesn't really notify me. Aw, that sucks. Yeah, I don't know either. Don't know why it happens. Maybe it's just like some issues with their system somewhere. A secret location. Which is weird though, because I feel like either it would... Yeah, it's very strange that it notifies late. Now that I think about it. Me speaking as if I know anything about how to set up a system like that. I do not. I have no idea. Okay, and this is one of those... Luckily I have that reference. The car key, because I think these are similar texture with the little flat thingies that you access places with. The Latka in Finnish, I guess, be a word for it. So that's not going to be too reflective. It's a very quick one. Sort of imprint thing on it. Some blur. Yeah. Yeah, could be data traffic congestion. Or then maybe they just like seriously don't have the services fully perfectly functional. But then again, stuff like that is like huge. So many people use them. So maybe it's literally just trying to send out too many messages at once type of situation. I wanted to put a little... Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, it kind of does look like salmiakki. That's true. Should draw some kind of Pokemon in a candy bowl. I've been thinking of what else to draw. Are people here? If anybody has any opinions. If you don't have opinions, that's also like totally cool. But I'm trying to kind of gather, I guess, interest and see what could be nice to see, because I draw a whole bunch of different things basically all the time. And I think it would be nice to have some variation in the stream, probably, to keep it interesting. Like, is it interesting to see more anime style art or something that's more realistic or like stylized fan art, or my own scribbles, or what's like, is there anything that stands out as more interesting than something else? And if not, that's totally cool. All of that? Okay, well, that's good to know. Then I have a lot of things to choose from. For sure. Well, how did I do that? Wait, does that make any sense? No. That doesn't really make much sense, does it? To flip that one. But yeah, if all of that sounds interesting, then that's that's really, really nice to hear. Maybe I can make like a, not necessarily maybe a drawing stream, but sort of a showcase one time before I ask the question again, or just hop straight into drawing, because I don't really usually have that many drawings unfinished at a time. I just I'll finish a drawing and then, you know, that's it for that drawing. And if I leave something unfinished, I rarely revisit. So maybe I could make some sort of tour of what kind of stuff I like to draw. There's a lot of Red Dead fan art for sure. I think that's yeah, the answer I wanted to hear. Well, it's an answer. Honestly, it is an answer that I am happier to hear than only anime style, for example, because that's not something I draw that much in my free time. Most of the commissions are that. Okay. Just as I was. But that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I do have definitely some anime stuff, and I think I'll be drawing some commissions over here as well sometimes. But it is good to hear that some of the other stuff could also be interesting. And not just the anime stuff. I guess anime stuff is kind of where I originally started drawing from, when I got interested in drawing when I was like, I don't know. Well, I drew before I discovered anime stuff, but then the anime stuff kind of like accelerated the drawing whole drawing thing. I sort of just started drawing them, and it is a somewhat easy thing to start from because it's a very the real life environment idea is really cool. Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoy these little drawings. So that's why. And every time I see people's Pokemon in real life drawings, I'm always like, wow, like that's such a cool idea. And yeah, it's just something I really enjoy as well. Wait, where is that one? Obviously not that one. Hunting for a lair. There, okay. Because I need to make a little chain for the Eiffel Tower. So I need to be able to place it on top of that layer. Oh my god. Work. Color picking tool refusing to pick the color. Just literally, you had one job. I think I've had a little Eiffel Tower like this. Pretty sure. I've never been to France, but I think I got it from somebody who went. Basically the classic souvenir Eiffel Tower. Oh, how was it? Did you go there on purpose or by accident? Because technically I've been to the Paris airport, but not by choice. We weren't supposed to fly through there. We were supposed to have a direct flight, but there were issues. Forced to go to France against my will. Technically. Oh my god, what am I doing? And by the way, I can't like rotate my canvas like I'm supposed to be able to in Photoshop, because if I rotate it tells me could not complete your request because it only works with OpenGL enabled document windows. Which started happening after I updated to Windows 11. Lovely, lovely. Properly for a few days. It's too crowded of a city for my taste, but definitely cool sights to see. Yeah, I would love to see some of the museum stuff that they have over there, but it seems like it's a bit too crowded for my taste as well. I prefer, I'm not a huge traveler. Like, I haven't traveled a lot by any means. But I think it seems somewhat nicer to travel to somewhere where you're not constantly feeling like uneasy because of the masses of people. Like, some places it's just a little bit, I guess, difficult to be in because of the huge amount of people in there. It feels a little bit unsafe, especially coming from Finland, where we basically have not that much people anywhere, no matter where you go, because ain't that much people in Finland, to be honest. Now I would rather go to a smaller place in France. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe next time you go, you can hopefully visit something that a bit less chaotic than Paris. Okay, I think that's it for the Eiffel Tower. It's metallic enough. Yeah? I think it's metallic enough. And we have the La Boo Boo. And the... Actually, I think I'll probably do the... I'm blanking. What's the cat called? Mofuson? Yeah, Mofuson. There we go. Mofuson first. Looking in, drawing that. Little ball chain. Is this called a ball chain? I think it's called a ball chain. I'm pretty sure. As a kid, I would hoard these chains, and then I would connect them together and make one huge chain. I don't know, I thought they were like rare, so I put them in my little treasure box. I don't know if they're rare. Not anymore, at least, but when I was a kid, they seemed rare for some reason. Hate the actual traveling part, but when you get to the place, it's fun. Yeah, traveling is really exhausting. Especially if it's like long distances. And even, honestly, even if it's not that long of a distance, it is kind of exhausting. So it would be nice if the actual vacation part of it wasn't exhausting. Which I guess sometimes it is. Yeah, stressful and exhausting. But then, I think still, I mean, I do agree, but then at the end, after the vacation, I do usually still remember it as, oh, like, it was fun. Like, the feeling that I remember, or that persists, is the funness. And not the annoying part. My god, maybe I should zoom in. Or maybe not, actually. It seems pretty rough what I've done with the other things. Damn. Yeah, it still feels special. Yeah. And it's not every day that you get to see something that you've never seen before if you travel somewhere, so I think it like overwhelms the oh no part of the human body that doesn't want to do something or is exhausted or whatever. Very good descriptions from me today. You're welcome, you're welcome. Isn't Pikachu just like this? Just like yellow? I think so. What? Yeah, someone who mainly likes to stay home playing games. Yeah, very relatable. I'm not a huge traveler either, I would say. I mean, I do like going places. It's just that I guess I've never been really used to it, so it's not something that I intrinsically feel like, oh, like I want to go traveling again. Like I don't get that kind of like traveling fever. That's word myself. But some people apparently do. They're like, oh my god, there's cheap flights, let's go. Which I think is it's cool. People can will like to kind of just be spontaneous and go somewhere. It doesn't. It closes my eyes every time I look down like that, and that's been happening all the time. Hey Sam, I need to have a proper reason to go there. Yeah, same, yeah. Because otherwise, it just feels like, well, I never get the feeling like, oh, I want to go, I want to go. I guess some people do. Little Mofusant cat. But yeah, I'm not, in fact, closing my eyes. I think I'm just looking down at the monitor and it thinks I'm closing my eyes. God damn. I have a Cintiq, so I have this big, like, drawing screen in front of me that I'm using to draw on. Instead of, like, having a tablet that the pen touches, but me looking at the screen of, like, the regular monitor. So I have a drawing tablet with a screen, essentially. That's what I'm trying to say. And I have to look down to look at it to draw. Oh my god, that's too sharp. Yeah, that was what Pikachu Mo-san. Red cheeks. That's very scuffed. That's actually pretty ugly. Hmm. To re-render it a little bit. Some brighter yellows. Tail as well. Yeah, I think that's acceptable. The Mofusand. And then, last one. Last thing. What color, Labubu? Pink? Could go pink. There's already pink in the image. With the, Klefki. So it'll be a nice little way to bring some of that back. Usually it's nice to, in images, carry around a bit of color so that it doesn't appear like just once, but rather in a few places. I don't know if the Labubu rings are like metallic or if they're like painted metallic. Like, I don't really know. I'm just gonna do something. Well, okay. Yeah, pretty nice. Next step. Now, I don't know if these that I've screenshotted are Lafufus. So if this isn't perfectly accurate, then it isn't. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Again, another non-reflective material. It's kind of the inside of the ears. Kind of white fabric. 'Cause aren't they just plushies, but then the face is like hard plastic? I don't know. I don't have one. 'Cause I kind of think, for me personally, it would be a waste of money. Now that you said I'm looking at the avatar's eyes go with you staring down at the drawing monitor. Oh my god, so they do that. Obviously, I don't know it because when I look down, I look at the screen and then I have the whole thing, like the stream information and Streamlabs on the other monitor, which is like over there. I'm looking there right now. And then this is me looking straight at the camera. And this is me looking down at the thing. So maybe sometimes it's visible. But I'm looking down and maybe sometimes it looks like I'm just exhausted, done with everything, looking down. Now I'm actually doing the hairy lines on purpose, I feel like, because of the fur texture of the boo-boo. I'm gonna fill in the main insides. Oh, thank you! Thank you. I'm very happy. Not too bad. Okay, wouldn't realized it. Okay, so maybe I need to stop bringing up my own mistakes. Shortcomings, whatever you want to call that. Issues that I have with things. My own fault. Good luck with the drawing. I'm gonna go eat my food now and go to sleep afterwards. Have a good night, and thank you. I think I'm gonna be ready with this quite soon. Just need a little bit of rendering on the boo-boo. I hope, because I wouldn't know. Tommen's food is good. I'm also gonna have some food after this. Hard work. Just chilling and drawing and talking all the time. Honestly, I don't remember when I last talked this much. Might have to restrict to 2 hours next time until I'm more used to talking for longer periods of time so that I don't get like a super sore throat. Talking on stream is exhausting. Yeah, and I think I'm like trying my hardest to actually talk all the time so that there wouldn't be too much silence. Maybe if I do some gaming, I'll talk a bit less. 'Cause then it's like a bit more engaging, I suppose, than just watching the drawing. I made a be right back screen, but I actually forgot to make a stream ending screen entirely, even though I promised I'd make one. I guess I just didn't have time. Which is fine, I'll make some at some point. Yeah, it is nice because then it's like, I guess, a bit more interactive than just drawing. Oh god, I'm trying to draw the fluff. It's not going well. Not going well at all. What a disaster. That's horrible. Whatever. I'm gonna try to put some more emphasis on some of the more like shadowy shaded areas of the boo-boo, so that's so ugly. Maybe once I make the face it won't be that bad. That's like pretty horrible. Whatever. Moving on. Some little border for the plastic. Nice, nice. And then I think the mouth also maybe has a sort of like it's with the mold where they cast the faces. Maybe? So I'm putting like a small shadow. teeth are just white. It's easy enough. Oh my god. Face. It's a bit too much, maybe. Too shadowy for the eyes. Actually, I could just use these to create just a little bit of like an inset vibe for the eyes. Okay, wrong brush. Airbrushed eyes. And these are like the highlights. Yeah, that's nice. Nose. I mean, it looks kind of. I'm not gonna call it ugly, but ugly. But like the good kind of ugly. On purpose. Yeah, I think that's alright. Looks a whole lot better already. And that's the face, so I could put a tiny bit of a highlight. Yeah. Nice. And then I don't know how the hands work, and I'm too tired to Google them, so I'm just gonna get some kind of hands and feet. I mean, I obviously have that picture there, but go to zoom. Not happening though. Yeah, just wing it. Pretty much. It's not the most important part of the thing. Yep, and then I think it needs still a line for the mouth. Because when I remove the line art, the mouth will just be a bit too invisible. Oh my god, hairlines. There. Yep. Then for these, I don't think I put any kind of shading things, did I? Just a little bit more. That's so ugly. That's okay. I'm gonna clip mask on top of the entire boo-boo layer. It has a bit of texture, so I think it might be suitable for like shading this a bit more. Yeah, I already like it a bit more with the bit more shading. Just multiply it. Then soft light there. A bit of a highlight. That's not that bad. It could be better, but I don't think it's the worst thing. There's definitely successes and failures in this drawing, so the Labubu is just gonna have to be one of the failures. But that's okay. Certified Lafufu now. Hi Sunday! Yeah, I'm drawing Klefki. Klefki with Labubu and also like a Pikachu Mofusand and some other keys and a nice little keychain for Paris as well. The Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower has been added as well. Don't know about the Labubu though. I think it's still a little bit ugly. However, we accept him as he is. I hope. And wait. That's pretty light. I should maybe... You can't change reality, lol. So you're one of the people who really doesn't like them? That's fair. They do look sort of ugly. Do agree with that. It's just maybe the shading could be a bit better. Is what I think. Where's the boo-boo? Here, okay. Okay, one more layer. And then I'm done with the boo-boo and it shall be ugly. Shall remain ugly. I shall not care about it. I think they're fine and love that people collect them, but I do not think that they have cute faces. Yeah, I do agree, yeah. I don't have one myself. I have something that's called, I have like a cat girly thingy. Like in your something, in your chat that I got from a friend of mine. But that's it. I don't have any Labubus. I just think that the whole sort of trend with the boo-boos, it's like it's really funny. I prefer the Lafufus over it. They creep you out. Cute but creepy. Yeah, I get it. I guess many people have been saying that they're like creepy. They personally don't creep me out, but I think I get it. Like why people say that they creep them out. Like they're sort of uncanny looking. Like a flat-ish plastic face that just looks in one direction all the time, and plush, like soft plushy toy body. I can definitely see how that's like. Didn't they used to make toys like that were like clowns as well? I remember my grandma's attic. Some strange like clown toys. Yeah, the Kewpie? I don't know how to say that word. Those little things as well. I guess anything with a hard plastic face like that is bound to be a bit uncanny. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's better. It's just that when I call this ugly, I mean that I'm not satisfied with how it looks in terms of the shading, but it is ugly in other ways too, for sure. I just think it's such a fun, although it's my idea, fun idea to imagine like a modern little cliff key. Somebody just hangs their keys and they have the Malphasand and they have the Labubu. 24 karat. But yeah, anyway, that that friend of mine that I got the in your chat cat doll from said that it would be okay for me to spray paint it gold if I found gold spray paint. So if I ever get my hands on some gold spray paint for some reason, I will definitely be spray painting the the cat doll to be golden, so that I have a 24 karat gold cat doll thing. 'Cause I don't know, I just like I'm not aware if she's cancelled or not. I think she is, the lady who made it, but like I just thought it was so stupid because honestly at first when I started seeing the videos I thought she was serious about it, and I thought that was such a funny joke, like oh my god, haha. I was like, oh, she has to like do it for fun, but then I saw some videos where she was like laughing at herself and kind of acknowledged how stupid it was what she was doing with the 24 karat gold Labubu stuff, and then it kind of lost its appeal to me after she kind of made it clear that she knew that that was like a joke. I don't know. It's my story with the 24 karat gold Labubu. Yeah. Does this look ready? Maybe? Maybe it looks ready. I think it looks pretty ready. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments on the rocket chair. If I stay very still, it should still have the breathing animation. Because, like, obviously this moves around when I move my head, right? But it should have a breathing animation, so it should, like, lightly bob up and down. Yeah, I guess I should maybe up the physics a little bit because I really love the bounce of the little antenna I have on my head. And it could be stronger, but I can get around to do that later as well. So, and maybe it's also, I thought, nice to have a model that's like a bit more subtle like this, so that because I guess I don't aim to do VTubing in the sense of having that really impressive character and all that. I just aim to sort of try this out and see if I like this, and then if I do, then maybe keep it up. If I don't, then this is like a very low kind of pressure way to test out if I like this. I meant to say that earlier. I like it. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why I chose it. It just I got an idea for it and I went for it. I can have a redeem where it blasts you off the screen. Yeah, that would be fun. I have thought about it. Actually, the thought has crossed my mind, but we're not there yet. Let's just say that. And then I also want to do some Nier Automata streaming. Like, I want to make a playthrough. And for that, I'm gonna make, hopefully, / maybe, an entire new outfit. Wow. For the little snail model. So that she can join the Yorha forces and fit in with the other little androids. Yeah, one day. Maybe one day. Should be fun. Let's see. Select inverse mask. No. I want to add a bit of a highlight still to the background. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessary. Maybe it is. Something I do want to add actually is a different kind of shape. Because I don't know why. I'm just addicted to doing this. This little thing. Wait, you can't? Oh, you can't see any of the pop-ups? If I just share window? Okay, well, I'm looking for a brush right now. My god, I've been talking about the brushes, but it wasn't even visible. I guess that's kind of... Yeah, it's kind of sad, but I can't share my entire screen. That's just not something I want to do. Dox all of my Discord friends and everything. Yeah, I don't know why, but I really like doing this. I think it instantly looks so much more interesting. What do you guys think? Should I put a little bit of an outline or... Yeah. I'm not doing that. I think it's best to guard the privacy somehow. Like, there's nothing secret on my computer, right? But I still don't want to do it. Should I do an outline or is it nice like this? This an outline could we just add line weight. Could be interesting. So not a full outline, but rather a bit of an oomph. Yeah. Maybe it would be nice. I mean, I'm doing it already, so. But overall, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Definitely didn't get to my goal of drawing like 3 or 4, because finished 2 and this is the last drawing of the stream. So I will have to go eat, and we are 40 minutes over time. But that's okay for now, because I actually don't have any further commitments today. And it is my second ever time streaming, so I think it's okay to not know yet how long a stream will take. Maybe next time it could be just one at a time, or could do some outlines and then then color them some other time. And yeah, I definitely agree. I like seeing Pokemon in like day-to-day type activity. This is super cute. Thank you. Yeah, I love these as well. Before I shut the stream, I'll definitely do a little bit of a recap of the what we drew today and show also the other drawing. There's some Trubbishes there in their trash cans. I think it's less realistic than this one, but it is it took a bit, I guess, less time maybe. I was messing around with some value stuff, the black and white image, which is not usually how I do things, so it really slowed me down. Yeah, I'll show the first one, and then also the two like inspiration drawings of mine that I showed at the start as well, because those are some, like, it's the same idea as this Pokemon in real life environments, but those two I've drawn before. I was kind of using them as an example to explain the agenda is today. So once I'm ready with the outline, I'll do that. I think maybe it needs a bit of a... Actually, that's not even a metallic bit. Would the Klefki be metallic? I think the Klefki would be metallic. Yeah? I mean, I've drawn it to be metallic over here, but not exactly sure if it would be. This is like the opposite of highlight. Not the opposite of highlight, and I'm highlighting. I think I'm getting a little tired. The opposite of the outlines. Yeah, I think so too. Adds a nice little... Doesn't have to be 100% realistic. It isn't. Anyway, so I think it fits. Yeah, actually there. Separate that from the shadow. And then maybe here. The bottom of that one. Yeah, I think that's nice. It's very nice. Let's folder it. And I like this one. It's a very nice kind of sketch brush, bit of texture. And I think I'm gonna go for pink. It's actually not that nice looking. Heck. Oh, the flow is okay. There we go. It's better. Yeah, I agree. I think the problem with the Labubu is that it doesn't have the correct how do I say it? Like the values aren't right. So if I turn this image black and white, which is actually quite fast, it just looks very flat. As you can see, like the shadowy areas aren't that well defined. So if I wanted to, I could add a shadow layer. To help it be a bit more 3D. I think that's the issue of the Labubu. But then again, because it also has the fur, and that's, to be honest, not a texture I'm super familiar with rendering, so I don't quite know how to approach it. I should study it a bit. Like, that's a lot better, I think, maybe? Oh, thank you. That's good to hear. Good to hear. I think maybe just because I'm so much more used to doing like metallic textures, which this drawing has. Yeah, maybe that's... No, but now it looks like dirty because I did it with a gray color. Yeah, you know what? We'll let it be. The boo-boo's ready. Yeah, and this is the Klefki. Gonna smart object it. Oh. Actually, I'm gonna have this like scenery folder and a Pokemon folder separately. But now we can view both of them. The other one was this. I drew some Trubbish. Oh my god, and now that's so dark. You know what? We're gonna go and correct it a little bit. It's never ending, I swear. You know what? I think it's actually because of this one. Thank you. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the Trubbishes. I think they're super cute. I don't remember who it was, but it was somebody's suggestion from the first stream that I had, debut stream, as I presented this idea and then asked people if they had any Pokemon in mind, and this was one. Definitely Trubbish. Trubbish. I think that was really cute. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. So some Trubbish with the shiny one on top, giving the instructions to the ones on the bottom. Maybe he's up to start an uprising of some kind. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments on the vibe. And then the Klefki, which is, I think, a bit more in the realistic direction. And then the ones that I had, these are some beautiful explanations from earlier. Examples here. So these are some things that I've done previously. It's more like study based. So for example, this Drizzile thing, I really had a reference which I drew according to first the scenery behind it, and then the Drizzile in there. And then this is a Murkrow that I made before, and I think actually, yeah, funny story, this Murkrow was made with my left hand entirely. I'm right-handed because I had some not like, what's it called, not carpal tunnel, but like, it was close. It was getting pretty bad. I wasn't allowed to use my right hand for, yeah, I wasn't allowed to use my right hand for a week or something. Like, I had a doctor's notice, but then I really wanted to draw. And some of my friends were drawing these Pokemon in real life situations, drawings, and I was like, oh my god, I can't miss it. I can't miss out. So, the left hand drawing. Thank you. It's definitely pretty saturated. But yeah. Now, new ones joining in. Trubbish and Klefki. which I'm definitely excited about. I like both of them. Let's see. Did I? Oh, yeah. Don't want to disable the rulers. I quite like them. I'm just organizing things so that I can take a nice screenshot for a post. Yeah, it is a Wingull at the top. Oh my god, you noticed. It's a little, very, very crunchy Wingull at the top. Just because I was looking at, well, I can showcase the references. Maybe we'll get back to these on another stream since I have some ideas here still that I'd like to draw. So this was my inspiration pick for the Trubbish thing. And there's these birds there ready, seagulls, to pick on the trash. So that's what the Wingull is there to do. And my other ideas are like some Pokemon taking a bath in the bathtub or the sink. Like Lotad with plates would also be really fun, I think, because the like leaf sort of would look like a plate. And then some cats in fridges with some Pokemon. I really, really love the Purugly. It's got so much attitude, so maybe that one. Yeah. I'll get ready for a screenshot like this. The dish sink would be funny. I agree. I would really, really love the sink. I'm bringing in my logo. Come on. There we go. So that I can take a cute little screenshot, make a post with it. I can blur the chat if people want me to blur the chat for posting. I have a screenshot now, so let me know if you would like the chat to be blurred, and if, oh my god, did I just, I think I did move the whole thing. God damn. Yeah, there we go. That should all be all good now. Yeah, so if like even if one person only wants me to blur, then I will blur. So no worries about it. That's alright then. I shall include it. I shall include it at the post. And thank you everybody who was here at any point. And I shall turn off the stream now. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the good input. Thank you for the listening to my strange bullshittery and just nonsense. You're welcome, you're welcome. Thank you for watching, and maybe I'll see you some other time, gaming or maybe for more drawing. Who knows? Been cozy? Yeah, that's nice. That's the best kind of feedback. Thank you. That's my aim. And yes, stay tuned for more epic snail content. I tried to wink, but it seems that I've maybe it's impossible with my current setup. There we go then. Yeah. Goodbye. Have a nice day or night or evening or morning. Um, and I will see you later. Bye.